It is normal throughout a NASCAR driver's career that they have some big hits or maybe even flip once. What isn't normal is to have the amount of big crashes that Ryan Newman has been involved in. He also has a strange habit of airborne and flipping cars landing on top of him. He's played a role in several of the most iconic crashes in NASCAR history, and today we're going to look at some of Ryan's biggest crashes and times flying cars landed on him.
57 laps complete this time by, and look at this pack. Trouble off turn four. Newman slams the wall. Comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. The rear end ripped from the car as he slides down the asphalt, and when that car hit the grass of the tri-oval, Ryan Newman went upside down.
Come on, boy, get out.
A crash on pit road. Bobby Labonte has slammed into Ken Schrader as Schrader slid through the infield grass.
And the problem was Schrader was already wrecked. They come down pit road. I don't think Schrader could control his car.
Ryan's moving in the car.
After Ken Schrader lost control of his car, he bumped Newman, sending him into the outside wall. Newman's right rear wheel came off after the impact, causing him to go airborne and flip wildly in the tri-oval. 2003 was quite the year for Newman, not only because of his flip in the Daytona 500 either. Just a couple months later at Talladega, he had this massive crash.
Cut down a tire, trouble, turn one, hard, a car in the wall, and spinning down to the bottom. There's going to be 10 or more cars involved. Johnny Benson.
Darrell, I believe the 12 car, Ryan Newman, looks like he was out of shape, maybe starting to get loose by himself.
And Newman almost flipped over.
Remember, he had that hard crash at Daytona where he got on his roof back in February.
After many misfortunes through the early part of the season, by round 11 he was 27th in points. However, Newman rebounded, winning 7 of the last 25 races of the season, finishing 6th in points after this terrible start. Although this was a great season, we can't forget about his near flip in practice at Watkins Glen either.
Today, this is Ryan Newman exiting the bus stop chicane, hard on the throttle into turn 9 and up on his side after hitting the foam blocks and the tire wall. Ryan was okay.
Talladega was not Newman's friend in 2009, having some pretty big crashes in both races. Coming to the line in the Aaron's 499, Newman was being pushed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. The win looked to be out of reach, but with Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards battling hard ahead of him, anything was possible.
I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up. He goes to the outside. Is Edwards going? Oh, no! He turns him. No!
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No!
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh,
Brad Keselowski won this race. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is a hard lick right into the fence. I mean, that car, that looked like Bobby Allison did here in 1987.
Unfortunately, Keselowski and Edwards made contact and sent Edwards spinning and slightly airborne. There was nowhere for Newman to go, and after contact with Edwards, he was sent into the catch fence. Luckily, both drivers were okay, and at least Newman still finished third. In the fall race, things would somehow go even worse for Newman.
See that, if somebody run out of fuel right there in the middle of that group, it would cause a huge wreck. We've heard, oh, here's a car upside down.
Big time crash upside down.
Oh, it's Ryan Newman. See Kevin Harvick there, Marcus Ambrose.
Ambrose is there, comes across, Harvick stops, and Newman's car comes to rest upside down on its roof.
Just couldn't tell what was going on there.
The safety crews are there immediately. They get in the car and will try to communicate with the driver. Kevin Harvick has pulled his car away.
With 5 laps to go, Newman got bumped from behind and was sent into the back of Tony Stewart and then to the inside of the track where he was hit by Kevin Harvick. He was spun around and lifted off the ground and went sliding on his roof before he finally flipped a couple times and came to a rest on his roof.
Oh, there we go. There was no way.
Oh, it's Kurt Busch up and over. Behind you, Who's in it? Bobby Labonte's in it. Strimmi's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the grass.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over.
After a pretty decent start to the 2013 season, Newman must have felt pretty good going into Talladega after finishing 5th in the Daytona 500. With about 6 laps to go, Kurt Busch got turned and was sent flipping and came to an abrupt landing on Newman's car. There was nothing Newman could have done. The wreck happened so quickly. It's amazing just how fast this wreck happened. There are only about 4 seconds between the initial contact between Stenhouse and Blaney until Kurt Busch slides off the hood of Newman's car. It is worth noting that in 2016 at Richmond, in this monstrous crash, that Dylan Lupton and only a second Cup start technically came to rest on top of Newman's car. Although this wasn't a flipping car or an airborne crash, I thought it was still worth mentioning.
He has a big run down.
Oh, we got one spinning.
And it's McMurray.
Got it.
Man, that thing is flipping, rolling.
That car is junk.
You got that right.
Well,
I just hope he's
for a
okay.
ride right
He
there.
had been incredibly fast. He got a huge run off turn 2, caught a pack of cars, made a quick move.
Pretty good run. No, he maybe cut a tire.
Something happened to that car. It just went around all by itself on the straightaway.
And see, what really sent that car over was when Newman hit him on the left side, it lifted the right side up and caught air.
Yeah,
And look at that
Once these cars
car
start
come
rolling.
apart against the fence.
it just disintegrates.
Keeping the theme consistent, we're back at Talladega, this time in final practice for the 2018 spring race. McMurray's car snapped around out of nowhere from a flat tire, and unfortunately for him, Ryan Newman was closely following him and was sent upside down over the roof of Newman's car. Before coming to rest, Jamie flipped 6 or 7 more times. Ryan Newman was able to keep it clean for the race, at least, and ended up finishing 9th to secure his second top 10 of the season. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for Newman after this race, though. Less than a month later, Newman had this huge wreck at Kansas.
Boy, he is, and he is right up against that wall, but he made the pass. Oh, trouble.
Hard, and the wall goes William Byron.
Byron noses in heavy.
Oh,
Byron went in hard.
oh. Matt Kent's has piled into Byron right to the 14 car right at the end there. 24 sitting down here on fire. 37.
While rookie William Byron was battling Tony Stewart, Byron lost control of his car and flew to the outside wall. Newman was in the high lane and was close enough to slide in under Byron's car after his contact with the outside wall. This was in the midst of a stretch of races where Newman had 4 finishes worse than 30th in 5 races.
Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th, and comes to rest.
In the matter of seconds, it went from Ryan Newman winning the Daytona 500 to probably having the most horrifying crash in decades. Ryan Newman was sent to the outside wall after contact with Ryan Blaney, and then was struck by oncoming Corey LaJoie. It was a very scary time with no updates on Ryan Newman's condition for hours until it was announced his injuries were non-life-threatening. 2 days later on Wednesday morning, Roush Fenway announced he was showing great improvement, and just hours later was miraculously released from the hospital. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Also follow my Twitter, linked in the description below. Thanks for watching. Peace.